Hey folks, let's do today's CSS battle. The daily target today is, oh, look at that. Oh, this is kind of interesting. It's possible that this is all in the body and is a radial gradient. Let's try it out. So I'm going to start with just a circle with white at the center, and then goes to this darker color, and then it goes to this blue. So let's call it 40 pixels, 0, 100 pixels, 0. Okay, so that looks a little small, 50. Okay, and let's do an at 50%, 30 pixels. And move it down 4, 5, 6, 8, 100, 110, 115, 120. Okay, and then let's make the gray a little bigger, 120, 30, 40. Oh, so there's the tricky part. It's just not quite right. 139. It's just a little bit different. I think the center of the waves there is just slightly different. So what does this look like? And what's the way to do it? All right, so let's sort out. So I think what that means is we go transparent on this guy, and then the other thing is a radial gradient that is very similar. We do circle, and then blue, and let's see what we need to do to move that guy into place. 140, 1. It's got a different at value, 50%, 100 pixels, 110. Could it be an oval? Could it be have a different? $140, 130, and then move it down 120. How about 125? 125, and then 35. How about 120 and 40? There it is. So that's our guy. So what do we do with that? What on earth can we do with that? But what we do with it is we put it at 50%, 50%, and then we make it 100 pixels wide, I think, or 200 pixels wide, or 150 wide, something like that. Okay. And so those are the other parts of it. Okay, so how do we do these? So we've got the shapes. This is a 120 pixel circle radius, but it's just the bottom part. So is there a way to do this that makes better sense? If we do 50%, 0, that's the same thing. And then if we move this down, so change the background position, 100 pixels, 200, 150. So that's the idea. And then I guess what we need to do there is make it repeat X. Okay, that's all right. And I guess in theory we could adjust this one or and then the cheap way. Just let's get it done. So let's submit it. So we've got a background, a backup color. So literally background color is this value, and that is, oh, it's a 96.8% match. So it's wrong. Oh, right, because I wasn't looking. All right. So that's what's our guy here? This is 125, 155, 45, 40. There it is. Okay, let's submit that. We'd like to get 100% first, of course. So that's our plan. Make sure we've got that. All right. Let's get rid of what we don't need, and then we're done. This is definitely one. Looking at this code, you got two different kinds of circles, and there's so many ways to do that. You could do these with all elements. You could do these and not do backgrounds, but do radii, right? You could do this with box shadows. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Do I want to do that today for you here? Let's minify this one and get it as good as it can be with my own technique, and then maybe we'll do another one. Submit, and we're done. That's all the parts. So if we've got this circle, it's a 50 pixel circle. So we got, I'm gonna just do a comment here. Our comment is what? It's a 50 pixel white circle, 50 pixel radius white circle. And then the gray circle is, what's the radius? What did we say? 30 view width. So whatever 30 view width is, and I'm terrible at math. 30 view, 30. I just do that number. 30 view width. Okay, so if that's the case, let's create our style, body, and then a paragraph, which has got width. No, we'll do a height, 30 view width. Width, 30 view width. And background is that color. And of course we've got to put one of them in. And of course I've chosen the wrong one. Border radius 50%. So I actually chose the wrong one. What did we say? So let's go back to my solutions. Look at that. Load the code. And the dark one, it is circle at 50% 30 width. Oh, it's a 50 pixel radius circle. Okay, so let's do that again. 50 pixel. So 50 pixel radius is 100 pixels. By 100 pixels? No, this is not right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, is it 200 and 200? Could be. All right, so let's see what the margins look like. On the margin, 50 auto. 60 auto. Yeah, so that's wrong. Maybe it's, so again, in an effort to optimize myself, there it is. So that's what I'm talking about. So I can do then body, background, right? And then this background is a radio gradient. Circle this white color and 0, and I can say 50%, 10 pixels, 20, minus 20, something like that. Is that what I want? It's close. Minus 25. And I can do box shadows. Pixels 0, 200, 150. And that color. And then minus 150 pixels, 0, and that color. That's awful close. And so this is linear, then a linear gradient. With blue on the bottom and this color on the top. Give it a color stop. And it's just not quite right, is it? So whatever math I did, I got to do it again. Sorry about that. All right. So is it just slightly wrong? 2020. So I'm going to keep moving this circle. So this has got to be 225, right? Like. And then we move that circle 15, 20, 30. So this is, we need to do the margin. 31, 32, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 38, 37, 0.5. It's just terrible. Oh, thanks, babe. 2, 5. Yeah, so it's just not coming as easily that way. Because I don't have the perfect alignment. I just don't have that alignment correct. And because of that, everything else flows from that, and that is a real problem. 35. Okay, so this let's do aspect ratio 1. Aspect ratio 1. All right. So I got to give it a. Let's change these margins. 100. There we go. Now we're cooking. Okay. 6, 5, 4, 6. That looks pretty good, actually. So let's change these. 90, 80, 85. I'm playing with the numbers to try and make this exactly right. That's too small, so 85, 49, 48, 7, 5. Just appalling. All right, let's go back to the original solution. Actually, let's go to the original first solution and try and understand better. What are we talking about here? So I'm going to resubmit this. So it's 120 pixel radius. So that means it's 240 pixels wide and tall. So, okay, so let's, rather than destroy everything, let's make that paragraph element. So this is a good lesson about refactoring. Don't remove everything. Rather, the approach that one ought to take is to incrementally kind of go through and make small changes. Okay. Now that I've got that, so if the height is 240, aspect ratio is 1. I've got this odd color, border radius 1, or actually, yeah, border radius 50% is what I mean. Okay, so now we're going to add margins to put that in place. 0 auto. All right. So 10 auto, 20. All right, I think that's the guy. So now I'm going to short circuit that background. And now we're going to add the white background, which is this guy here. This guy right here, clump. And it's not transparent, it's that. And that's the guy. 50%, 100 pixels. Great. And actually, I do it like this, and I can just do 0 minus 10 pixels. Minus 20 pixels. Okay, so that's another way to do that. And now we're going to say color is that gray. And then we can do box shadow of, what did we say, 150 pixels, 0. There it is. And then minus 150 pixels, 0. For that. That's what I meant to do. All right. And we don't have anything on the body except for a linear gradient. Which starts at the gray and goes to the blue. 50%, or even, 5 inches. 0, 2 inches. Something like that. And submit that. Is this a better solution? Not necessarily, but I was just irritated that I couldn't do it, that I was not getting it done. Oh, and it's not quite happy, is it? It is not happy. All right, so what am I doing wrong? I suspect I'm doing something wrong, but am I? I don't know. So here's the next thing I'm going to do. So I've got an aspect ratio 1 there. I actually don't know what I've got wrong here. So that seems right. And it seems like the location is correct. Could it be something odd like 20.5 or 19.5 pixels? Nope. I think minus 20 pixels is correct. I do feel like I see a faint outline there. the box shadow is just not quite working correctly. Could it be something ridiculous like these inches? So 200 pixels, or no, 50%. 0. How about 60, 70, 80, 70, 72, 23, 24, 25. Because I feel like I see a faint outline of blue here. There shouldn't be one there. There should not be. That should not be a thing, but it kind of looks like it's the thing. And there's 100%. So I think that must have been it. There's a little bit of this bleeding through, even though these are solid colors. So let's unit replace and minify, and we're done. This is already spent too much time on this one. But certainly, in a lot of ways, super fun. Like, can I remove the word circle here? Yes, I can, because it's a square element. It's 240 by 240. If I do a margin of 20 and then set not aspect ratio 1, but width to 40, ooh, then I got a problem because the margins are wrong. So then I believe what I need to do is set a second margin, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 71, 32. It feels hard to believe that 72 is that other number, but there it is. Oh, because of the, yeah, so that's that. So color, and then is it shorter code to do the box shadows like this? Maybe. That's why I don't have to do color. Margin 20, 22, height, background is the radial gradient, 50 pixels, about 50%, 40, 30, 31, 28, 29, how about a Q value, 30Q, 40, 50, 50Q, 51, 52, 3, yeah. Just tweaking all the things that I could tweak here in an effort to make it just slightly better. And basically, I'm not succeeding at doing that. Yeah, so there's the colors, background. Is that it? I think that's it. I think that's kind of it. That's a fun one that I spent too much time on, but I enjoyed it. So circles with different centers, which makes you do them in different ways. And so yeah, there'd be other choices to do that as well. You could also do all these as elements, and then yeah, so rather than a radial gradient, you could have another element that's smaller. You could use scale to make it smaller. So many choices, many choices. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Overkill on the solution here today, but it's an enjoyable one to think about. Partly because I love the little blue wave there. Like, this is the moon over the water, and I just came from the water. I love the water. So, hey, here's a way to do a wave. I like learning stuff like that. Go make a web page. Web pages are awesome. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.